The first call to a busy month.
Well, thanks for choosing the Weather Channel to help you kick off your weekend. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
And I'm meteorologist Lynette Charles. We're here to help keep you and get you ready for what's ahead in your day.
Supernova, if you will, of storm clouds fired up over Texas. Look at this satellite loop. So you see the cumulus, you think, oh, this is a benign day. And all of a sudden, I mean, those cumulus clouds just
boom. Yeah,
blow up.
Yeah, and we've been seeing this for so long. We saw a nasty day yesterday, and we're still going to be dealing with some nasty weather for today as well.
Yeah.
So
this is so many classic signatures on it. I mean, you can see how you get the overshooting tops. There's multiple. There's probably 3 or 4 thunderstorms in there, and you can see the strong winds kind of blowing up the top. Cirrus at the top. I mean, just a classic, classic view. Unfortunately, with classic impacts, we had big hail and some strong winds.
Yeah.
Too.
Speaking of classics, Churchill Downs.
Yes, yes, indeed. Today, the Oaks. Tomorrow, the Derby. Now, even soggy skies certainly don't take away from the majesty.
I know.
Of this.
Have you been before?
No, have you?
I've never. I've only done Preakness, which is the second tier of it. Yeah,
back in Maryland.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Well, and it's exciting weekend. Always hearing a lot of folks planning their outfits, in addition to, of course, watching the horses.
Exactly. Well, we definitely do have those storms, and unfortunately, they're off the region.
Yeah, thunderstorms are getting going early today here with already some severe risks. Thanks for choosing the Weather Channel to help you kick off your weekend. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
And I'm meteorologist Lynette Charles, here to help you get ready for what's ahead today.
Yeah. This is sort of a supernova of storm clouds out there that fired up over Texas. You see the broad cumulus cloud field at first, and then they just go.
They just start firing. Yeah, so we saw this yesterday. We're going to have more of this today. We've already been dealing with the severe thunderstorms already, just blossoming across the area. So this is something that the hail, damaging wind, this is going to be a big threat for today.
It is. I mean, like what we saw yesterday, we could do it again. Plus, even soggy skies can't take away from the majesty of Churchill Downs. I mean, I know we've got showers out there in the forecast today and tomorrow, but you just can't help but, sort of feel the sunshine over.
Exactly. And that's why people can't stay away from it, even though we could be dealing with some wet weather out there. So speaking of wet weather, we do have those storms, and they are off to the races, and that's
the best way to see the night sky.
Awesome.
Well, keep those comments coming. You can vote in our poll, but also share comments and pictures using the hashtag YesTV, and we will share them on the show.
Do you have a favorite thing that you like to look at? Races starts with the Kentucky Derby, and tomorrow's 151st run for the Roses. It looks wet.
That's right. The phrase "under the weather" was originally about horses not performing at their best because of the weather. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams shows us how that can really be the case during the Derby, especially if there's rain. Horses spark our imaginations and curiosity about space, and one woman is helping us understand all the findings in the final frontier. Very excited to have Alexandra Doughton with us right here in studio today. Good to have you in the studio.
It's so nice to be here, or whether they haven't. So finding the right kind of news to do that is really difficult, but
yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's got to keep every single day very exciting, and nothing is ever the same, literally.
Exactly. I mean, that's the best thing about space is there's literally an infinite amount to learn.
So what surprises you the most, though, as you kind of make these discoveries and explanations that go with it?
Yeah, I am most amazed by when we think about space and to explore the cosmos from Earth, because we can go so much farther from here than we can on a spacecraft. And so thinking of all these new ways that astronomers are studying.
It's a good way to put it. We can go farther from Earth than we can actually in a spacecraft. But you have astronauts who have been on spacecrafts and up in space following you on social media. How does that make you feel?
Very exciting. I'm so having earned the respect of some of these people, because I think that social media sometimes is not looked at as a serious platform for journalism. And it's really exciting that I'm sharing this educational information, and I have, earned the respect of people who are, on the front lines of space, who are going to it and have bravery, beyond measure that I certainly don't have.
Yes. A question I have for you actually is, would you ever consider going to space? We'll get to that. But as we think about just the sheer volume of everything that you're covering and this sort of massive, unending nature of space, is this something that you want to keep doing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing is I've always just been so fascinated by science and by learning as much as possible. And space is one of the best subjects I can think of for never running out of things to explore and things to learn.
Speaking of never running out, I have many more questions for you, including would you consider going to space here? So I invite the audience and you to stick around just another 5 minutes, and we'll get back with more with Astro Alexandra. Exciting day here on the Weather Channel. We're talking all things space, and with us today I've got Astro Alexandra. She is a superstar on Instagram and TikTok with millions and millions of followers, and a premier space news communicator, and she's really good at it. So we're excited to have her in studio. You know, we've been talking a lot about some of the top space news. One of them, of course, is that exoplanet with the potential of life on Earth, and you talked a little bit about that. Also, I saw in your feed that there's a probe, I guess it's called, a spacecraft, that launched 50 years ago that was supposed to go to Venus, but never left Earth's orbit. So what's happening with that?
That's correct. So about 50 makes it all the way through Earth's atmosphere and hits Earth's surface.
It has a parachute and all that?
It has a parachute and all that. Now, I don't know if the parachute's still going to deploy.
Right.
But the spacecraft itself, I personally think there's a really good chance that heat shield is intact. So
odds are it's not going to hit you, but it's not completely impossible.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It is in the realm of possibility, but of course, the majority of Earth is covered in oceans.
Right.
So fingers crossed it lands there, but also fingers crossed we see it.
Right, yeah. No, so exciting. What other kind of big space news is out there? Maybe something that you haven't dropped yet. Give us a little hint of what's to come.
Absolutely. So something I'm really intrigued opposite. So they've basically discovered a new technique for looking for these molecular clouds. And if you could see it in the night sky, it would look like a giant glow-in-the-dark cloud 40 times bigger than the moon.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Speaking of looking at clouds, if you were to just look at our atmosphere, is there anything in particular about our weather that sparks your curiosity?
I think Earth's atmosphere is, would you?
I feel the same way, actually.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not working towards it right now, but it'd be hard to say no to that opportunity.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Well, Astro Alexandra, thank you so much for joining us, and you can all follow her on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and all the socials. The Channel to help you kick off your weekend. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno.
And I'm meteorologist Lynette Charles, here to help you get ready for what's ahead.
Kind of a supernova, if you will, of storm clouds fired up over Texas. And you can see in the satellite view, first of all, there's one thing I keep forgetting to point out is you can see the low-level flow first, right there, and on the right side. And then you see the cumulus field, and then you see the big flare-up of cumulonimbus
And
clouds.
I could watch that over and over and over again. It's
so
something about that.
fascinating.
It's like very satisfying to look at that, even though we know what's really happening, that we're dealing with thunderstorms, the damaging gusty winds, the hail, and we have it for today as well.
Yes. The sky's probably going to look a lot like this. And we'll also be watching some rain out there, but in Kentucky. But even the soggy skies can't take away from sort of the majesty of this place here at Churchill Downs.
I know. Too bad it's not going to look like that with all the sunshine, but we will have that rain. So just prepare for it. And like Jen was saying, I love your optimism. Like we won't have downpours all day long, so we might get it in.
Breaks.
Yeah. So we'll see.
No, I think they'll get it in. It's
Awesome.
just how messy and muddy will it be?
All right. So the thunderstorms are going to kick off today, and we're going to be dealing with. I know.
And the
mountain's
beach
really good.
Can be can be good as well.
That's awesome.
What would you vote for?
Probably the planets. Like I think about the planets and like how we talked about. So I like the planets.
Yeah. Well, keep the answers coming. You can vote in our poll, share any pics and video with the hashtag YesTV, and we will share them on the show.